Are you finding it difficult to break your fast food cycle? I know I am. I mean, fast food is like this big, ugly monster underneath your bed that just has hold and won't let go. It's something that we as humans have gotten ourselves into this rut, this habit, and it is a habit um, for various reasons, right? And everyone has a different why. It could be that you're a college student living in a dorm with limited access to maybe a cafeteria. Um, it could be that you're working two jobs and you grab fast food in between going to the next job, getting off one, going to the next. It could be that you're a family on the go, and once you get home, both of you are taking a different kid in different directions for events like baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever it might be. And you might be single, you might be living by yourself and thinking, well, it's just not, it makes no sense to go spend all that money on food and cook for just one person. Or you might be this person that hates leftovers. You could be elderly and living alone, and so you're restricted that way. So there's a lot of different whys, and our whys are all different, and they're very unique unto you. So only you know your why. But think of it this way. I know I'm struggling, and I sat here and thought about this, and you think of, we're on a river, right? So there's a flowing river, and in the middle of the river is this huge boulder. Well, water tends to take the path of least resistance, so it's going to go to the left and the right. It's not going to go through. We're going to view that boulder as a home-cooked meal. So that home-cooked meal is that effort to go through that boulder, meaning you have to plan the meal, go to the store, get the ingredients, come back home, cook the meal, and clean up. That's a lot, especially in today's society. Like how we're living our lives today just to be able to keep, the lights on and a roof over our head, and if we're even lucky enough for that, I know that there's a lot of people that I see that are on YouTube they are forced in, they're homeless, they're living out of their cars or their vehicles, and not by choice, mind you. So this is all, number one, it's killing our financial pocketbook. Number two, it's killing our health, because convenience kills. So I want you to, and I'm gonna urge you to do a challenge, an audit. Take the last 3 months, go back, look at your bank account, whether you buy your food from credit cards, debit card, Apple Pay, however you purchase, right? When you go through your drive-thrus and your grocery stores, we're going to do it for 90 days, so 3 months. So you're going to have month 1, month 2, month 3. I want you to put month 1 on your header and make 2 columns under that. Month 2 on your header, make 2 columns under that, and the same for month 3. The first column is going to be out to eats. The next is going to be groceries for month 1. The second will be the same thing. Month 2 is out to eats, groceries. Month 3 is out to eats, groceries. So once you've listed all your expenditures for the last 90 days within those monthly periods, I think you're going to find that your out to eats outweigh your groceries. That seems to be the trending norm today. And then I want you to do me a favor, and at the bottom, I want you to add up all those, divide by 3, and that's how much you're spending on food. Now, when I say out to eats, that means every gas station you run in and get an energy drink, every QT, every Circle K, every drive-through that you go through, all your door dashes, all of those count. Vending machines, they all count. Cafeterias at work, you name it, it counts. So if you're swiping for any of those purposes, it goes in the out to eat column. When you go to the grocery store and you get groceries to cook a meal or sandwiches or whatever, that's going to be considered groceries. I think you're going to find that these are huge numbers. Like when you total all this up, it's going to be mic drop, right? Except it's going to be your jaw. You're going to go, I spent what? And it's going to be a shock to you because we're so used to just handing over the debit card or Apple Pay or the phone or whatever, and we're not thinking about it. We're just doing it. There is a reason why fast food places are a stone throw from any intersection you are possibly in. They're profitable because they keep you coming back. And this is how society is now feeding itself. This is how we're getting our nutrition, is fast food. And now it's even worse. So used to, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you paid a certain amount for, I'm just going to use a Big Mac combo meal as an example. You paid a certain amount, right? Well, what we're paying now is 2 and 3x the price of what we paid then. 2 and 3x the price. So there are no longer any $5 value meals. The fast food restaurants have started bringing some limited value items back, but they're not a value. When you look at what they're doing, they're not a value. They're just getting you in the door because they know you're not going to choose that. They know you're going to go for something else in a combo meal. But they're doing it to make more money. Sales are down, so they're having to pivot. And I think it builds on, it just continues to build. And it's not a good build. It's not a foundation. It's a very rocky apex. And nothing really good is going to come from it. You're talking high fat, high cholesterol, high sodium, high sugar. The list goes on. This is what we're putting in our bodies. This is what we're fueling our bodies with. This is only going to cause the top 10 leading causes of death, right? Heart disease, cancer, stroke, high blood pressure is in on that. We're going to gain weight, which feeds all of those things, all right? It's just an artery that feeds those things. So, the high cholesterol that we're getting from these foods, that feeds the heart disease, it feeds the cancer, the high sugar. It's a snowball effect, and it's hurting us in many ways. Financially, health-wise, people are dying younger than what they should be, and I don't see it changing unless we change it. I know right now I'm struggling because I do have some limitations that are keeping me from being able to stand and batch cook and make a meal. Like, I can't just stand in the kitchen any longer because of what I'm experiencing right now, and spend an hour and a half cooking a meal and clean. I just can't do it. So I'm having to try to course correct, and I'm having to try to modify and basically learn how to walk all over again in the kitchen. And my food, like how I'm constructing my meals, and I think where humans fail is we wait till we're hungry and then we go, oh yeah, I don't have anything at home in the refrigerator ready to go, or I don't have anything in the freezer, and I'm too tired to go by the store and get anything and then cook. I'm just going to run through the drive-thru, or worse yet, I'm going to go straight home. I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to order in DoorDash. So we're paying 2 and 3x the price if we were to drive through, but now we're ordering DoorDash or Uber Eats or any other app. So now we're taking that same combo meal or that same pizza or wings, and that are 2 and 3x the price now, and now we're doing it by DoorDash, which adds another 2 or 3x price on top of the 2 or 3x the price. So we're 5 and 6xing the price of what we would normally pay. And this is just, it's getting to be a routine. It's all habit. We have to break it. Or we're going to have some short lifespans. Very short. And I literally had to sit down and go, okay, I know my why. How can I do this? You know, what am I going to? Is it hamburgers? Is it this, that, and the other? I'm trying to get back on my plant-based diet, but it's very, very difficult because there's a lot of prep with plant-based. There's a lot. You have to get all the vegetables, bring them home, wash them. You have to cut them, prep them out, or you have to do it each time you want to use it, which is kind of a pain in the you know what. And it just takes long, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. So you take the path of least resistance, and you're like, I'm really not feeling well. I'm just going to go get something, or I'm going to go in and get a horrible TV dinner that's in my freezer, or frozen pizza, or pick your poison. And that's what it is poison. So how do you break the cycle? You just got to take one step at a time. Like right now, I might have 1 or 2 good days where I'm able to actually stand and cook a meal, or make a pot of soup, or something. And I've learned that, okay, I'm going to make a big pot of soup, and then I'm going to freeze what I don't eat that night. So I'm going to take quart Ziploc baggies and freeze. So I have different soups, different chilies. So if I am sick, or I am tired, or I'm finding it difficult to find my way to the kitchen, then I can pull one of those out, thaw them out, and I have a meal. And it's better than if I went through a drive-through, because I can control what goes in. I can control the ingredients, the amount of sodium, the amount of fat, where I get my proteins if they're lean, all of that stuff. So you're better off for it. But when you're plant-based, it's also, and sometimes I find, more difficult. Some other people have, they're like, plant-based is easy. I did not find that. And I am one, I have been on keto, I've been on Mediterranean, I've been on all the diets. For some reason, because I was a meat and potatoes girl, and I loved dairy, and olive oil. So it was hard for me to switch and find those substitutions, and I'm still struggling. Like my proteins, you don't have a lot of variations on your proteins. You either get them from legumes, beans, or things like soy. Those are your proteins. You don't have the option of fish, chicken, meat, turkey, those just aren't there. So you have to try to find different things that are going to satisfy those cravings. And where we're getting those cravings is from fast food. You want those buffalo wings. You want the pizza with the cheese all over it. so to try to, plant-based wise, to try to, you just can't. I mean, to me, I cannot stand the vegan cheeses, the vegan mayonnaises. I'm just not going there. I'm not 100% plant-based because there's a couple of things that I will do. One is mayonnaise. I am not going to make my own mayonnaise because it has such a short shelf life. I am not going to buy expensive vegan mayonnaise because it tastes like crap. And you pay a fortune for it. And it has a short shelf life. So there's a couple of things where I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Mayonnaise is one of those. I don't make my own tortilla chips. I typically get just a Tostitos round, and that's what I use for toast. Like if I want to do nachos or something, that's what I'll do for my chips, for dips and whatnot. I quit. I have good intentions, and and this can go whether you're plant-based or whether you're not plant-based, but when you're in the produce section and you cruise by and you go, wow, that broccoli looks really good and really healthy, so you get some thinking, I'm going to make this sometime during the week, and you never get to it. Your intentions are good, but you never get to it, so that broccoli goes to waste. Well, or you get that avocado and you let it sit for a day or two, and when you open it up, it's just brown on the inside. It's ruined, and food's too expensive to do that this day. So if there's something that you go in and you just know, I tend to put this off and I tend to let this go to waste, get a frozen version of that. I learned that the hard way. Like broccoli's one of those things, cauliflower's one of those things. I have to get frozen versions of those. Because as good as my intentions are, I'm just not going to stand there and steam broccoli or cut it up and clean it and dice it, put it in soups. It always seems to get out of control, and I seem to go, and then when I do go to reach for it, it's brown. So I've just learned. Avocados, I go to Costco and they have a big box of the little individuals. I just pull those out as I need them. It's pure avocado. There's nothing in it. It's just avocado. They're not brown. They're frozen fresh. You have little cups so you can limit yourself. Yeah, you don't get the nice presentation of the slices and all that. Okay, you still have your avocado. You can make guacamole. You can make different stuff. You can put it on burritos, salads, hamburgers, whatever you want to do. You can eat it with just some chips as a snack. But to me, it's a waste to get an avocado, whether it be in bulk or what, let it sit for 2 or 3 days, go to reach for it, and it's just totally, completely brown on the inside. I mean, avocados are ridiculously expensive. So I find that saves angst and money, really, to get those things that my intentions are good, but I never quite get to them when I need to get to them. So I purchase all those frozen, and it's worked out well. And you can do that for hummus. You can do it for various different things. I tend to eat my hummus, so I don't have any problem. That never goes bad. But if you're not a big hummus fan, but you want hummus every now and then, they have even Aldi has the guacamole and the hummus and the little single serves. That would be an option for you. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but the number one thing you've got to do is, number one, admit you have a problem. I want you to do your audit, right? I want you to physically see the pain on paper. Physically see the pain, what you have done with your spending the last 3 months. Because most people have no idea. Unless you are on a budgeting app that tracks all that stuff and you can look at it daily, most people have no idea of the category spends and the amounts that they're spending on. So it's an eye-opener. And this is a journey, right? Getting healthier, trying to eat right, trying to break your bad habits. This is a journey. It's a process, and you have to look at it that way. So it's not perfection. It's not all or nothing. Look at what you do, look at what you eat, and start changing things. If you drink 6 cups of coffee a day, 1 week, take one of those cups off and drink bottled water. Add a bottled water where one of those coffees would have been the next week. Make it 2 the next week. And this could go for anything. This could go for alcohol. It could go for water. It could go for smoking, vaping, you name it. Your addiction, whatever it is, reduce it and replace it with something good. And that's what you have to do. It's 1 step at a time. It's 1 day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 hour at a time. You just got to do what you need to do in order to get to the place where you want to be. Is it always easy? No, it's not. But we have the technology. We can go on. We can look at anything. We have multiple things to read. We can go on YouTube. We have resources, right? We can find recipes at the snap of a finger. Input something in your phone and boom, you have a recipe. You have all the ingredients. You have everything. So we live in a day and time now where it's easier now, but because of our life situations, we just can't do it. And it's very difficult because of what we're trying to juggle. But we have to get back to the basics. We have to. Our bodies cannot continue to take this. We have grade school kids that are on high blood pressure medication. And I kid you not. When I was growing up, I couldn't tell you one of my peers that was on medication like that. And it's because of being overweight and obese. Their pressures are just higher, and it's because of the food that we're eating. So do yourself a favor, do your family a favor. Just start taking those next steps. Break that fast food cycle. And find a way that works for you. And what works for you might not work for me, and vice versa. But if it works for you, do it. If you can somehow replace some of those bad choices with good choices, do it. And maybe you can't do it all at once. That's fine. Like I said, it's the tortoise that wins the race. It's not the hare. Always. Great story. And it works for most life situations. So, until next time,